Okay, before I start getting into the video, this is going to be talking about something very touchy and very sensitive. It's about the LGBTQ plus society and my opinion on it and what I'll be discussing on that. I want to make this video because today is the day of silence and I'll be getting on to what happened that day, well today, and how it affected me and what I did to participate in it, because obviously by me participating in it, that means that I am not against the society and I am for it and I support it and I will support it until further notice. You have been warned that it is a touchy subject and it is very sensitive to people, and we all have the right to our opinions, so let me share mine, and I will hope that you somewhat believe in what I do, and if you don't, then that's okay, because I accept your opinion, and you have the right to believe in what you want to believe. So I'm going to start out this video, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so today was the day of silence, and I had participated in this because I'm very supportive of the LGBT plus society. I support them. I agree that they have the right to marriage and the right to they have the right to say what their gender is. Biology doesn't say what your gender is, it just grabs what is on your birth certificate and what the doctor said you were when you were born, but as you get older, if you want to identify as a girl and you're a boy, that's fine. Or if you want to identify as a boy and you're a girl, that's fine. Or if you want to identify as both on different occasions, that's fine. But today was I call it National Day of Silence. I think that's correct, but I'm not sure. Today was that, and my experience with it was actually very good. There were, up until I have 4 blocks, and my third block is divided into half since there's lunch. Up until the second half of my third block, but then the rest of it was fine. The second half of my third block, there was a bunch of stuff happening. Anyways. So I got to school around 8 because I thought I had a Science Olympiad meeting, but I didn't. So I was talking to my friends about it, and I asked them if they were doing it. Some said they weren't because they didn't believe in it. Yeah, and that's okay. That's definitely okay. So at 8:30 I went to the flagpole and we made the vow of silence. And it was very moving there because I saw how many people were there, and it surprised me, honestly. It surprised me by the people that were there because there were a few that I'd known since elementary school and they weren't exactly pro homosexuality in middle school, but now they are, and I think that's beautiful because it showed a change of opinion and change of values, and it's something that I thought was very, very nice. I had several people in my first period doing it, and there's this girl who wanted to do it, but she couldn't because she has theater 4th period, and then she has choir 3rd period, so she couldn't really fit it in because she had to talk for those. But besides that, what I saw were many supportive people that were doing it, and they would respect people who did it. They wouldn't be jerks about it. They were kind, and the teachers were okay with it. It was very touching. And then we go to lunch, and I stay inside my classroom because I don't really have anyone in my lunch period. So people come to lunch, they come back, and they start talking because there were people who were wearing the red tape to signify not speaking. And so they start talking about it and they start being jerks about it. But there are actually some people who think that there should be gender neutral bathrooms. That actually surprised me because there's this one kid in my class and he's a total jerk and he's a total he's annoying, and he's made like gay jokes in like offensive manners, and well, he said that there should be gender neutral bathrooms, and I think half of it had to do with the fact that he wasn't really comfortable with a man who transgendered into to be a woman would we use a male bathroom. He wasn't comfortable with that because he felt like the girl is presented as a girl. Who cares if she has a guy part? And that's the problem. If you're transgendered, how are they going to determine what your sex is if you've gone through the process? Oh, that reminds me. I probably should put this in. If you are confused on why I'm talking about this, because I live in North Carolina and it was made an anti-law, and so that's why this discussion has started coming. People thought that at my school, people thought one of the reasons why they are doing the Day of Silence was because of the HB2 law. Well, it wasn't. It's been going on for a long time now. I just needed to clarify that because that could get confusing. And it was actually a really good experience for me, but there were some people who didn't have that great of an experience. I was kind of on the down low with it. I dressed in like my casual clothes, and I didn't have any shirts that said I was doing it. I was really like down low, other than like my little like wrist thing that I drew, #DOS. People probably thought I was just doing Spanish singing dos, but I was on the down low. But the people who went all out and they wore certain things, like a friend of mine did, they would be either told that what they're doing is great, or they'll be called a really offensive term. And that is common. That's gonna happen, and that's the scary thing about it. And one thing that I realized, that there were 40 plus kids who didn't show up to school today because either they weren't comfortable with it, their parents weren't comfortable with it, and it was a silent protest. Yes, there were people who wore the Day of Silence shirts, and I was going to, but I couldn't find my shirt that I made, so I didn't, so I just wore my other outfit that I planned out. But the only problem I have with it is you can go to school each day, and these people, many of the people who didn't come were these types of people. And I'm not stereotyping them, I'm not categorizing them. It's just something I've noticed. They go to school every day and they talk crap about the LGBT society. And it's something that if they can talk it, then they should be able to let the people who are in the society, stand up to it without getting upset. And of course, it all has to do with opinions and beliefs and all that stuff. So I understand why they didn't want to come to school. But I think that a majority of why some of them didn't, because of their parents. Because I've noticed that not a lot of kids are jerks about it. Like, they just keep their opinions quiet and stuff. But it was a good experience for me. And I want to do it next year. And I want people to know what I believe in, because I'm going to be a junior next year, and I want people to understand that I don't settle for something, or I really want this to happen, or I really would want something like this to not happen. I want people to know what I believe in, because pretty soon I'm going to be voting, and technically I would be voting I'm going to miss the election by like 2 weeks. But I'm going to be 18 in less than 2 years, and that's scary. That honestly is very scary for me, but I've come to the term that I should just be who I am, and I should be confident with my beliefs. I might keep it to myself, but I believe what I believe, and I might change what I believe in the future, but for now, I'm going to stand up for this. And the LGBT rights is something I'm very, 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 I have a very high opinion on this, and I want to share my opinion, but I'm scared to. I'm honestly very scared to do it, because I don't know how I can do it without getting beat up. That's one of my biggest fears, getting beat up for saying my opinions. And I don't know, honestly. I do theater, and I am in an environment that's very, very kind with these things, and it helps me develop my opinion better. It helps me figure out who I want to be, and being in theater has guided me in a direction I never thought it would, and I just want it to be a good experience. And I am part of the the LGBT society. I'm not my sexuality isn't lesbian, bisexual, or gay. It is, I'm asexual, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not. It's just kind of hard to tell people that, because like they don't understand, and they either think it's not real or they think I'm messed up. But that's besides the point. And God. So now tell me if you noticed anything about Day of Silence. Tell me anything that you saw or what you believe in. And if you don't believe what I believe in, that's okay. And I would like to hear your opinion on it, but keep it kind. And say it in a nice way. And don't say it in such a harsh manner that it sounds like you're trying to attack. If you want to share your opinion on this, then you can comment below, but don't say it in a way that makes it sound like you're threatening, or that you are being rude or stubborn or insensitive. Say it in a way that can make someone who is in the society, or someone who does believe that they have their rights, make them understand why you believe it. Don't say something that makes it sound like you're coming off like you're wrong, I'm right, it's never going to be that way, I'm sorry, it's not right. No, just give me a reason. And I know a majority of the reason is going to be religion. And that's okay, because I grew up in a Catholic school, but I didn't grow up. I went to middle school in a Catholic school. And I'm not Catholic, but a majority of my friends are, or old friends are. But that doesn't mean that they don't believe that they have rights. Like, I have Catholic friends who believe that they have rights, and they think that they shouldn't be harassed like the way they are. And I have Christian friends that believe the same thing. And it just depends on A, the religion, and B, the family, and C, the person. And it just, I feel like there needs to be rights. And it's not because I think that, well, okay, this is because I think it. I think that a person should be able to love who they want, and they shouldn't be judged for it, and they should be able to feel pride for who they love and who they cherish and who they want to be. They shouldn't feel scared about it. And you might not agree with it, but there is a difference between not agreeing with it and being a jerk about it. You might not agree with something, but you don't have to go throwing verbal slurs. What's the difference? You don't have to go around beating people up because of who they are. You don't have to go around saying it's just a phrase and that they need to go to church or go to a camp. No. That's not how it works. And if you want for your opinion to be taken seriously, you have to say it in a kind manner. You can't be rude about it because someone's not going to take you seriously. So I would just, if you're going to defend something, and it can be anything, I would take a deep breath, read the comment, ask yourself, would I say this to someone's face? And then if you wouldn't say it to someone's face, then don't comment it. Because what's the point of sending an online message or a letter message if you aren't going to say it to them in person? There's no point. And I might be told the same thing, but I would say this to someone if I find the courage to do it. I think it in my head, and I would say it, and technically I am saying it in somewhat person because I'm saying it on camera. But I'm going to leave the video because it's kind of getting lengthy. But I'm going to leave it at this. You can't use your words as weapons, because when you do, it not only affects the person you're verbally hurting, but it makes you look like a bad person. If you think that the LGBT rights aren't right, then you believe that. But you don't need to be a bully about it. You don't need to harass someone about it. Just, if you're going on the religion route, the best thing I can say is be the Christian you know you should be. And that means love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself, and if you don't agree with their life, then you don't agree. But you can't force someone to be someone they're not. And that's how I'm going to leave the video, because I just wanted to make this video and get the message out there and tell everyone how my day of silence went. And I hope that I can make more videos like this. So, ta-ta, and I hope to make a new video soon.